Hey Super Scientist, we're looking at your molecular biology lab notebook at MB3 and we're going to be talking about cellular respiration today. This is an image of a mitochondria just so you can see kind of what one might look like under a microscope. And we're going to be talking about why photosynthesis and respiration are considered opposite processes. Respiration is a process by which cells are going to obtain energy from glucose. So glucose is sugar, C6H12O6, and the source of that particular sugar is the food that we eat. So we're going to talk about how that sugar is then broken down in the mitochondria during the process of cellular respiration. This is the equation for cellular respiration. C6H12O6, one molecule of glucose, plus 6 molecules of oxygen that comes from the oxygen that we breathe in will react to yield 6 molecules of carbon dioxide, 6 molecules of water, and energy. So that energy is produced as a result of this process. So our reactants are going to be glucose and oxygen, and our products are going to be carbon dioxide and water plus energy, ATP. There are 2 stages of respiration. So after you eat food, that food is then broken down in your digestive system and then will eventually end up at your cells. So in order to get to the mitochondria, that glucose, that sugar, will have to transverse across the cytoplasm. And so as that is occurring, the food molecules will be broken into even smaller molecules, and a tiny little bit of energy is a result of that process. So the glucose is broken down into smaller molecules in the cytoplasm, and it just produces a smidge of energy as it is taking place. But in stage 2, this is where the large amount of energy release takes place. This occurs in the mitochondria. So the small molecules of food, the small molecules of glucose, are broken down in the mitochondria. The mitochondria is your powerhouse. It's the powerhouse of the cell, and it's nicknamed the powerhouse of the cell because of this energy that is produced. So back to our mitochondria from our first slide. This is what our mitochondria kind of looks like. And as a result of taking in that glucose and oxygen, it will release water and carbon dioxide as the products, as well as the main goal of energy production. So photosynthesis and respiration are considered opposite processes. The reason why they are considered opposite processes is because what the reactants are for one of these processes will be the products for the other process. So for example, in photosynthesis, we're taking in the plants, in the chloroplast, carbon dioxide and water, and in respiration, we are going to be releasing carbon dioxide and water. So those 2 things, this carbon dioxide and water, were taken in and reactants in photosynthesis, and in respiration, they're going to be products. They're going to be on the right side of this arrow. Same thing goes with our glucose and our oxygen. Glucose is produced in photosynthesis, and glucose is also going to be produced or the oxygen is going to be produced in photosynthesis as well, and those 2 things are going to be reactants. They're going to be used in respiration. So our glucose and oxygen will be our reactants. So basically what you have on the left side of the arrow for one of the processes, you're going to end up with on the right side of the arrow for the other process. So let's wrap it all up. Cellular respiration. It's going to occur in our mitochondria here. So we're going to be taking in oxygen that's produced from plants. We're going to take in sugar, again, that's produced in plants. And we're going to release carbon dioxide. So people, for example, other animals, heterotrophs, are going to release carbon dioxide. And we're going to also release water. Energy is the main thing that is produced for us in our cells in the mitochondria.